Now, this is it. The final confrontation. Tower of Fate. Ascent. Strike the earth! Alright, so I'm going to keep the phase locket on, because it's going to be exceedingly useful. Oops. And I need to get rid of these guys, because they can be a pain. Alright, so quickly get out of the way when you hit that, so you can drop down here nice and safely for some free monies. Take advantage of your slow fallingness. Okay, I'm just gonna use the phase locket here. I didn't trust my jumping quite as much as I probably should have. Now, I'm going to be using that to clear the way. Away with you! Have this equipped just in case. Oops. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't. The green ones, Haven. Oops. Whew. The green ones are the ranged ones. Okay. Make sure you remember what your relics do, because knowing how to use them optimally is going to make this a lot easier. Uh-oh. Careful of all the fire. And, ooh, of the fact that most of these dirt things have slimes. Crud, I was hoping to jump on the green slime. Oh well. Dumb damage. But I'll probably survive. Because there's health right here. Now, out of curiosity... Nah, that's just there to make sure you're paying attention, I should say. Okay. Remember when I said these things actually suck because of the way they're used later in the game? Here's what I meant. This is possibly going to take me more than one attempt. Okay. Ugh. Mostly because of stuff like that. Yeah. So be careful of the enemies, know where their position is going to be, take advantage of this as a weapon, but realize it's also probably your biggest handicap. Ooh, okay, and I forgot to mention that if you hop on this thing, pogo style, it will go down very quickly. Also, it doesn't go off screen, so you don't have to worry about that at least. Okay, off you go, off you go. Come on, quickly now. Not caring about the fishing. Okay, phase locket is your best bet here, because getting the timing just right is a bit of a headache. I got really lucky with both those propeller enemies because I was able to kill them with the device rather than have to worry about dealing with them. They're always the thing that kills me most. Okay, I'm going to need this. Darn, that's right. I can't use it to climb up. I forget that sometimes. Okay, up. Go, go, go. I will be using this propeller thing quite a bit because I wanted to get that music sheet. I rarely get it, and I just remembered that it existed. Dig quickly. You don't have much time. And you want to get up here as fast as possible so you can give yourself some planning time for your trip up. Ah! No! No! Okay. No! Messed up. Wasn't paying attention. Forgot the propeller thing destroys dirt. See, all sorts of stupid mistakes. Get on up here and go as quickly as we can, though it doesn't really help very much. Ignore that gold above my head. Just ignore it, please. It doesn't exist. Okay, I may have had an attempt I cut out because I screwed up because of a phone call. It was the phone call's fault, not my play style. Shut up! Anyway. Upsa-daisy. Yes, you do go faster using the Dust Knuckle or the Propeller Dagger. Wasn't fast enough. Have to do it this side. Okay. Oh, I hate you guys. Alright. Just dig conservatively. Respect the exploding rats. Okay. There we go. And you should get up here. Relative ease. I'm not caring too much about my health. Not because I'm really focused on the dirt itself, because that's not really the case. I'm not worried about my health, because that's right there. And I knew it was, so I was going to get full health at the top of this staircase anyway. And then, you have even more health. You should be worried. Geronimo! And... well, this is awkward. Oh, now, this is rich. Who let this peasant in here to spoil our sumptuous supper? Hardly a surprise that you've yet again set foot where you don't belong. He should punish you. You're in deep now. We want a rematch. My new plans have no flaws. You can't win this time. A battle royale, then? Marvelous. Who will go first? Humph. Pass the salt. First is the Tinker Knight. This is actually random who you will fight, and in what order. But, yes, you are going to be fighting every single member of the Order of No Quarter, because this is, after all, a tribute to Mega Man games. Away with ye! Go away. And just like before, yes, we're going straight to the next phase. Come on, give me my missiles. So if you didn't master their fights before, you have an opportunity to do so again. Okay. Careful. Once you're up here, you're safe. At least until the missiles start launching again. And it looks like I got... ooh, dear. The 2 hits per missile launch down a lot better this time. Which is excellent news, because we just beat him. Now I'm going to keep this charge, and I'm not going to hit the food that just came across my plate. Haha! So remember when I told you about how useful the dynamo mail was? I'll be demonstrating that in a bit. The food accidentally got hit. I'm pretty sure he actually is the one who hit it. But when you have to do an actual dig, the charge shot won't work while he's underground for some reason. Oh, I was stuck. That was interesting. Ow, hey. That was enough out of you. But these fights should be a breeze for you now, because you have more equipment, you have more abilities, you have the practice you had with them to begin with. Dude, you just froze everybody's food. Come on. So as you notice, I can hop on this food dish. I'm going to be using that to gain charges of dynamo mail that I can use against the enemy, that I normally would not be able to get. Now against this guy, it's a poor demonstration, because you'd be able to get the charges either hopping off of his snowballs or just his head pretty easily. Dynamo mail works pretty well against this guy as is. But you want to collect your food before the end of the fight, because I'm fairly certain it despawns otherwise. And yes, you will always get food every single fight. I haven't been using the coin very well, though, which is a shame, because I usually really love using the coin against these guys. Haha! Unfortunately for King Knight, he hasn't learned any new tricks, except getting hit by the coin a lot. Alright, see, once again, I take advantage of the position of the food dish to get another extra hit in. Let's see what happens to the food dish. Untouched! Apparently I got an achievement! For beating one of the Orders of No Quarter without taking damage. I wasn't expecting that. Oops, see? There's that effect that I told you about. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the food. Not because I'm worried, but just because it's there. And instead of giant cannonballs, we have bombs. You can time them to blow him up, but it doesn't deal any damage, see? So there's no real point. Mostly because he decides to use them as weapons like that. So Propeller Knight does learn new tricks, but that's because he doesn't have the advantage of home field. Or I should say home field advantage. But he dies in just as dramatically wonderful a way as before. And now we have Treasure Knight. I've got some treasure for you, Treasure Knight, right here! Oh, I was very close to hitting that coin, but I would have hit the food dish if I had. Alright. Haha! That's okay. Hit me with that. I'll just go ahead and fill up my health. Because now, I've got you right where I want you. Finish him off with the coin! Yes! Next is you. Looks like we'll be facing Spectre Knight last. Haha! I was juggling it for a while, but it couldn't take advantage of it. Okay, let's go ahead and pick you up. Because I was pretty sure that was going to have magic in it, and I kind of was starting to get low. Okay, come on. See, also you don't need the food dish very much against him, because when he generates all those wonderful platforms for you to hop on, you get dynamo mail charges. Alright. Come on. Nah, too far away. Gotcha. Spectre Knight is a really good opportunity if you are really familiar with his patterns to use the charge shot. Dynamo Mail gets less use except in that specific situation that I just showed off. Crud, should have stayed up and hit him. Haha! Uh-oh. Everything went dark, and for some reason my charge went away. I didn't mean for it to. But we got him. And that's the last of the Order of No Quarter. Oh dear. We almost knocked them all off the tower. Give us a hand, Shovel Knight. You wouldn't leave us to hang here, would you? I could. But that is not justice. Bring them all up, and you can talk to each of them. No amount of wealth is worth the heartache that awaits you. Good luck, doomed hero. Yeah, I have to hand it to you. You have superior digging technique. We should share notes. My castle, my luxury, my fiefdoms, my chandeliers. Curse you, Shovel Knight. My defeat is of no concern. The Enchantress can't be stopped by a mere mortal. I may not have your strength, but I'm still far more clever, so watch out! I may not have your... Oh, wait. Oh, how invigorating! How uplifting! If all your quest was this much fun, I should go with you, no? Yep. Hey, stop it. There are substantial inadequacies in my hydraulic actuators. Considerable iteration is warranted. So you mean your hydraulics suck, so you need to practice more? I meant what I said. You should still join us. I'm sorry, Polar Knight. Can't be. Because I must move forward. To the Tower of Fate. But first... let's turn in that last bit of music, shall we? Wouldn't want all that money to go to waste. Let's see here. Oh, you found the Defender! I like to keep my songs simple and less intense so that I can really highlight the dramatic moments. I slay myself. Anyway... we have absolutely nothing else really to get. Unless we're gonna go for 100% on the music sheets, which I'm not. What we do have is in front of us the Tower of Fate. It's shoveling time! Alright, good opportunity to switch to the phase locket. Attack the side though, and you'll find that that was not just an empty room. Alright, so this room you want to notice that these specific little platforms right here, oops, differently colored than the ones that are attacking you. Those are your safe places. At this point, you want to start using the phase locket, because it is more difficult to dodge everything, and it's easier to just do that. And here's your exit out. Oh no, are we falling into an abyss? Is this a trap? Was everything for naught? Nope. Now, you might notice, you can go to the left. So very carefully, make your way to the left. It's actually good to sort of hop left and right quickly, so you can be certain where your platforms are going to be. Get some food, get some last music, and then we have a fishing spot. Oh dear. Fishing rod. And it's a trout pole, but we don't need him. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to get out the propeller dagger, but I'm not going to use it to get back to where we were, because that would be highly dangerous. I do not memorized enough of these platforms to be able to pull that off. Okay, at this point, okay, we're not safe yet. There is a point where we get to where we're completely safe to travel forward, but we're not there quite yet. You still want to do the little hops forward and then back so you are certain where your platforms are, because this keeps happening. Okay. You do have to put a certain amount of trust that these platforms are going to be where you need them to be. Look, I'm as embarrassed as you are, okay? Or at least as embarrassed as you are for me. Alright, I think we're at the point... Yep, we're at the point where we're safe. So you may not feel like it, you may be really hesitant, but you can just keep running forward. Then we have our checkpoint. The only one you're gonna get. And the only one you're gonna need, hopefully. It's a beautiful night, isn't it? Shield Knight, come with me. Let us leave this place. That's right, the Enchantress we've been hunting all along, and who we've been fighting to try and save Shield Knight, is actually Shield Knight herself. How pitiful, clinging to false hope, chasing ghosts. So, have you come to slay me, Knight, to avenge your beloved? Gaze into my eyes, see how fearful I am. Watch me cower as you draw your blade. I don't need a blade to fight evil, Shield Knight. I know you aren't lost forever. You haven't the slightest hope of defeating me, but I won't stop you from trying. So please, let us dance together into the abyss. Alright, you might notice, there's a lot of dirt. And it's all breakable, of course. That's sort of the point of this fight, is taking advantage of when and when not to break the dirt, and almost all of her attacks will also destroy the dirt. However, she also has an attack that brings it back. However, so you need to be very careful to take advantage of it. And it's this. Once that fire stops and then goes up, it will replace any of the dirt in the area that it comes up from. So take advantage of that when you need your platforms back. Otherwise, if you don't, you run the risk of not having any leg to stand on. Almost, no! She had 1 health left. That should not have happened. I disagree! Why don't we take advantage of a little extra tool in our arsenal, shall we? It just goes straight to the fight, thankfully. Oops. Alright, if you get up nice and high and you can follow her, you can pogo jump her to Kingdom Come, like I sort of did last time. But once she's underneath you, you really can't do much. It's too much of a risk to pogo jump her to death. Okay, come on. Make your fire. Not much fire this time. It's variable how big the fire is going to be. That should be enough for me to be relatively safe. Okay. No! Ooh. Time to take advantage of this anchor. Nah, I should have charged! Ow, that was very painful. I didn't know you could actually stand on the fire. Ow, also again. Ah, okay. No, come on, over here. Gotcha! Okay. Not gonna get a decent hit in unless I could manipulate her enough for the anchor to hit, and I didn't think that was going to happen. No, bad! Enchantress, no! No! I've never had this much trouble fighting her. I always one-shot her. This is ridiculous! I like it! Haha! Finally the Enchantress poses a challenge! Come on. I know enough about your early pattern. That's the downside of the pogo of Dynamo Mail in this specific part of the fight. This specific part of the game, Dynamo Mail is not terribly useful. This fight makes it very hard to maintain the charge that you're trying to use. Come on. Come on. Oh dear. Get ready to move. Haha! I've seen a lot of other people who play this game use that propeller blade for a lot more offensive purposes than I tend to. And that's why. Is this it? Is Shield Knight finally back to her normal self? Have we saved her? Forget the money! You caught me. If only I'd known, I would have come sooner. You knew I was still there, even though it seemed helpless. You never gave up on me. I will never give up on you. I will follow you to the end of the world. It appears that maybe you have. What's happening? Oh no. When the amulet shattered, the magic within it released. It's already gathering. We'll escape and wreak havoc on everything. Unless we stop it. Unless we stop it. We can destroy it for good, here and now. But we're both weak from battle. I've never been more ready. Come on, Shovel Knight. Let's fight together, like old times. Now, stay close to me. And now we get to see a hint of how Shield Knight and Shovel Knight cleared this land of evil together against the spirit of the Enchantress. Follow Shield Knight pretty closely. Figure out these patterns. Better than I have, apparently. And when she hops like that, take advantage to get yourself onto the Enchantress spirit head. Careful, the movement does matter for these balls. And where they will move to. I had a really good practice attempt where I was able to take advantage of Dynamo Mail in monstrous ways. Not that time. Give me another opportunity, Shield Knight. No. There you go. That's what you want to do. 2 hops, and then use your Dynamo Mail charge. Because 3 hops is when she resets herself, so to speak, and moves away from you so you can't catch her. And that's the end of the spirit of the Enchantress. It's over, Shovel Knight. This place is falling apart. We have to get out of here. Let's go. I know a path. Shield Knight! Black Knight, thank goodness you're here. Shovel Knight is wounded. Take him and get outside. No, I can't leave you behind. How will you escape? This magic is too strong. I can't hold out much longer. Run! You can't deflect it, it'll tear you apart. I'm so happy to see you both. One last time. Shield Knight! Go! Take Shovel Knight! Save him! Promise me you'll save him! I don't know if she can withhold all that power. Shield Knight's strong, but that is a lot of force to be reckoned with. However, the people rejoice as the Tower of Fate collapses. The threat of the Enchantress is gone, hopefully forever. So let us visit the previous worlds of Pridemore Keep, the former lair of King Knight. The rightful king returns, and King Knight is delegated to cleaning up. The Troupple Pond, with the wonderful dancers and the follower of the Troupple King! Let the celebrations begin! The Lich Yard, the former lair of Spectre Knight, where we find the dead actually at peace somewhat, and many of the more alchemically inclined hanging out together. The Iron Whale, former lair of the Treasure Knight, as all of the people have decided to work together in taking the treasure out and make sure the ill-gotten gains are reclaimed, leaving Treasure Knight nearly penniless. The Explodatorium, former lair of the Plague Knight, is now a place of learning, study, and practice, especially in his advanced potion class. Then, the Lost City, former lair of the Mole Knight, can now be explored, discovered, excavated, and expeditions. That was actually very awkward. I'm sorry, I couldn't really match that wording. But now we see the wandering travelers as the leftovers from the Enchantress's army still exist. But the wandering travelers are always ready for battle to protect the world. And then we get to see the luxurious flying machine, former lair of the Propeller Knight, actually still the current lair, as he's living the life carefree. No longer a member of the Order of No Quarter. He gets to show off to a couple of wonderful people. But here in the Clockwork Tower, former and now still current lair of the Tinker Knight, it is time to turn the tools of war into toys for the children. And Tinker Knight has found a passion in doing so. But here at the stranded ship, former lair of the Polar Knight, we see a warrior wondering about his choices, perhaps with some regret, perhaps not. Safe at last. I kept my promise, Shield Knight. Rest well, Shovel Knight, until we meet again. And Shovel Knight rests once more. So, that was a wonderful experience! I absolutely love Shovel Knight. It was actually in the course of recording this that I noticed a lot of people that bigger names of course, that I follow on YouTube and whatnot. There are a lot of people that started a Shovel Knight playthrough almost exactly around the same time that I did, which is very interesting. It is a wonderful game, and I want this crew, this group, the Yacht Club Games, I think is what they're called, I want them to make as many games as possible. hopefully the success of Shovel Knight has meant that they don't even need Kickstarter anymore. They can do it all with themselves. And it was just wow. This game is everything that was wonderful about retro games. Absolutely everything beautiful about them. And distilled with a lot of modern sensibilities also. Some of the new game design techniques and stuff like that. And the way they integrated the Kickstarter materials was also beautiful. Basically, if you look at Kickstarter success stories, first thing you're gonna say usually, especially in the gaming front, is Shovel Knight almost every time, because these guys went all out, and it was wonderful. The sprite art was fantastic. The music is just gorgeous music. The gameplay, everything is just, I can't say enough good things about this game. And I just loved this game the first time I played it. I heard all the hype when it was a Kickstarter, and when it came out, it fulfilled every expectation I wanted out of a game like this. I used to play DuckTales a lot, which is the pogo mechanic is very much reminiscent of it. Almost exactly so in many cases. And I actually was pretty bad at DuckTales as a kid, honestly. I'm not sure if I ever actually beat the game or if I got close. I'm sure I got close. That said, this game is just beautiful in every way. And if you enjoyed watching me play this, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. And leave a comment below letting me know you enjoyed this. The last episode, obviously, a little bit long. I might cut it into two. Actually, I'm probably going to cut it into two. That said, now we get the digging log, which I think is wonderful. You get to see total deaths per stage, how long you spent per stage, what the best score in that stage was, and I'm pretty sure this is only for this playthrough, though. Though I don't remember dying in Iron Whale 3 times. Yeah, I don't remember dying as often as it says I did. No, that's definitely for this playthrough only. I might have cut out some of these deaths so you didn't get to see all of them. You get to see total haul, how much gold you ended up losing, which I didn't want it to be that bad, but it really was. Total item completion, 93%, because I didn't get all the music notes. Total time played, it says 3 hours, 36 minutes? Doesn't feel like that. This is a fairly short game. That's probably the only criticism I'd have for it. But it's short because I'm not bad at these types of games. Like I said, I was bad at DuckTales, but DuckTales, holy crud. Anyway. And they're back together. Once again, Shovel Knight rests. With his friend, companion, lover, however you interpret their relationship. They're finally back together, safe and happy. The end. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you when my next LP comes out.